Well, good evening, Trade Devils. Long time no see. I've been incredibly busy with life. um, and I own a business and was moving it to a new building for last year, rehabbing a building and getting it going and everything. And man, it's just been a busy time for me for the last year. So I highly doubt any of you missed me. But you know what? If you did, I thank you. Well, that was pretty lame, wasn't it? Whatever. So, if you've never seen me do a video before, I'm very off the cuff. I don't really plan anything. I don't have a script that I go by. I literally just go and say, hey, let's have some fun, right? Why not? So, I guess I'm going to have to be in the camp of Solana tonight. I decided to start buying some several months ago just for the hay of it. I'm like, well, she's retraced, what, like 97% or so? Great. Okay. We're probably at a floor somewhere. And even if she falls down a little bit more, so be it. It's just for bags, right? But, hey, 260 bucks up from nothing. And falling all the way back down to what? 8 bucks? 8.14 or 7.92? Hey, why not? So, here's what I've got for account so far. As you can see here, I think we've gotten our one. And I feel like we're going into a flat here. She's a little mischievous, but I feel like flat for the W, that is, of a double zigzag. So we get our W in here. We get an A into a triangle B, and then a C for our X wave. And right in here, I mean, I could count it as a diag. This looks rather impulsive. Maybe it's a flat, and frankly, I don't care. I see a three-wave move. So let's just call it A, B, and C, right? Certainly, this next section in here for Solana is a little like, well, what the fuck? She's dirty, you know? But I'm going to call it still an impulse. I spent a little time diving down into it, but I don't spend a terrible amount of time. I'm calling it an impulse simply because I'm calling it an impulse. Certainly, this looks corrective afterwards. You know, maybe this is some part of something else. Maybe it's not necessarily a 1-2, 1-2. But what I do feel like at the moment is that certainly off of this low, I feel like we've had another 1-2 and another 1-2. And often in the races, hopefully we go. So the reason why I feel like we've had another 1-2 and then another 1-2 is that we've got a guideline of alternation here, which says that, you know, if 2 and 4 should be different as far as their waves, you know, one sharp and one sideways. Well, we don't really get that here. As a matter of fact, they both look kind of identical to me, right? So next thing is I don't like to see wave 4s go below 50% retrace. And I'll zoom in on this guy here. And we tagged the golden zone and immediately came off of it with something powerful. Now, could this turn into a flat? You know, we got a three-wave move, and then we get another three-wave move, and then we come back down? Sure, why not? But right now, I'm thinking that we're actually in the midst of another impulse, because when I come down here and I measure and say, okay, 1, 2, where's my third? It's damn near to the tick of the 2618, which is where I would love to see a third. Nice big rally right there. This wave 4, as I mentioned, I don't really want to see it go past a 50. So right now we're kind of pushing on that 50. So nothing says it's got to stop at the 50, right? I don't really want to see it go any more than that. Doesn't look impulsive to the downside to me. If we kind of break in here, it almost looks more like, you know, something larger could be happening. That was probably that wick that Bitcoin had with the fake ETF news. God, we're all a bunch of suckers, you know that? But see, this is why I stick mostly on high time frames, especially for my Elliott Wave stuff these days. You kind of miss that noise a little bit. But either way, you know, this could come back down and, you know, it could be another 2 again. You know, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. It's going to get a little ridiculous if that's the case. But right now, coming off this golden zone here, what's the number one thing that we should do? Well, if you've been studying, we need to put a pitchfork on it because we have 80% probability of hitting that median line. If you watch any of Sam's videos, he's going to tell you that that's the best odds you're ever going to get, right? So, for me personally, I think we're going to end up somewhere up here for this entire third to complete. $37. And keep in mind, there's still a fourth and a fifth left to go. So we'll just have to see how she plays out. I don't tend to predict where it goes. I just guess at the lows of wherever I think I need to enter at, and then I let her fly. So definitely have some bearish divergence right here between these two. We barely make a new high, but we certainly got a much lower low here on our RSI. So could be a little tricky. Maybe this is all part of some larger, crazy, sideways accumulation pattern. Who knows? And frankly, who cares? Because if you're buying Solana down here like I've been at, I think I picked up some at about $17, $18 right in here. I picked up a little bit over here. Probably even picked up some up here in one of these highs, thinking it was just going to moon or something. Who knows? It's all good because you know what? It just doesn't matter. You're buying it at these lows. You just need to sit on it and wait. So I've been a much larger fan of cost average buying over the last few months since I've been so busy. Just strategically making some buys, I should say. Especially when you see things like anything versus Bitcoin. GRD versus Bitcoin, yeah. Anyways, and I think in a nutshell, I do think we bottomed. I think we're bullish. I think I have a pretty decently viable count. A couple of sections bother me. This area bothers me. But for the most part, it's probably time to roll. Now we just need to kick back for a couple of days and wait and see what happens here. If you are familiar with me at all, you'll know that the last 6 out of 7 vacations turned into a moonshot for crypto. Don't know why it happens, but it's actually hilarious to be talking to people on Discord, and I pop onto Discord the moment the wheels hit the ground, and suddenly Bitcoin takes off. Now, I will admit, there was one that we just kind of went sideways and did nothing, but there seems to be something going on with vacations and mooning for me. And I'm getting ready to go on another vacation here in about 4 days. So maybe we're going to hold out. Maybe we'll come down and then we'll get Solana to pump again. So won't bore you to death with any other charts for tonight. I might do one on Bitcoin and some geometry and some channels. If you know me, that you know that I'm really into channels and I'm a little crazy about the geometry of channels. So we'll see. Maybe I'll kick one of those up tonight. Anyways, if you got any questions, feel free to drop them below. Keep in mind, I'm not an expert in this in any way, shape, or form. Don't claim to be. Don't try to be. And I'm not a purist. So don't look at my counts and go, oh, this is wrong, that's wrong. Because frankly, I really don't care. If I see a 3-wave move, I see a 3-wave move. If I see something that measures and looks like a 3-wave, then that's what I'm going to call it. The inside count, I really don't give 2 fucks about. So anyway, you guys have a great night.